want to do a follow-up for the Mishimoto hard intercooler pipe install. This is the clamp that I mentioned in the video, the install video that I did. This is one that is supposed to fit to the turbo outlet. And first thing you can see is this is how it came. It's quite deformed. Secondly, it was a real pain to get it, because of how it's deformed. It's really difficult to get it over the hose and then past the lip on the outlet. I ended up having to take the coupler off, try to install it with just a coupler up in there, but then the coupler fit to the hard pipe is so difficult that it was just a mess. I eventually got it there, but when I tightened it, I got something like this, which was pinching, see a gap in there. It was pinching the silicone tube, so I gave up on that and used the worm gear from the factory pipe. I ordered this, let's see, it's an HPS T-bolt, and this is a 51 to 44. The Mishimoto is a 42 to 50. So, hoping, and I'm going to give it a shot, hoping that this guy will fit a little better. I guess we'll see. This one didn't need to clamp all the way down because of the gap. So I'm hoping that, you know, slightly larger. The smallest of this is 54. The smallest of the Mishimoto is 42. So there's just a slight difference between these clamps. But if I stack, let's see, if I stack the Mishimoto on top, you can see the difference, and they're both completely let out. There's a lot more round. Overall, it may be about the same, but it's so much more round for this HPS that I feel that I have a good chance of being able to get this on. And also, it's not got a little bit of room here to open it up. Let's see, we got a few more threads in there, just a bit more, and get a bigger area just to get past that lip on the out. And look at that, that's pretty good. It still has a smaller gap in there. So this is a much higher quality T-bolt. Another thing I'd like to point out is you can see how the Mishimoto bolt itself doesn't have a lot of meat on that ring. This guy just seems to be a much higher quality piece, but we'll find out. We'll see if this works. So I'm going to take it out again. My kit also didn't come with the grommet for the hard pipe on the hot side, and I ended up using one of the factory motor mounts, cutting this little chunk out, this flat chunk, and installing that under the bracket. And I think it's actually more effective than the thing the Mishimoto comes with. I'm going to see if I can get a flat washer, since I have to loosen that up anyway, under the nut, because what seems to be happening is it's pretty soft aluminum, and the nut's digging into the little tab already, so I'd like to put something on there so it doesn't tear. It was a bit of a fight, but that HPS clamp worked out pretty well. I'm hoping it should clamp up just fine, because you can see right there where the edge is of the protective band and where the T-bolt actually is. So, not gonna lie, it was a fight, but the nice thing about the way this T-bolt was shaped is I was actually able to take the nut off entirely. It didn't spring open on me, and I was able to get plenty of slack in it to get this guy up and over. The trick to getting this on is make sure that you have the clamp at the very edge of the coupler, or maybe a little beyond the coupler, because what's going to happen is the little lip in here on the turbo outlet's going to push the clamp down. So you've got to kind of wiggle it on a little bit, adjust, and then work your way up, making sure that clamp doesn't get driven down, because it's a real pain to slide up on the sticky silicone. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this down. See, we have a nice, see if I can get it in frame without dropping the camera. Got a nice engagement there on the T-bolt. Get some better light on it. There we go. It's got a good wrap on it, good compression. So that's the way the T-bolt should look. So if you're going to get one of these kits, I highly recommend you order that HPS clamp. Here you can see how I use the chunk of motor mount as an isolator. I think it's as good, if not a better isolator. I just ended up using a drill to drill the hole out a little rather than just like cutting it, letting it tear through. Hoping that'll prevent it from tearing out eventually. We'll see. So there we go. That's my last update on this kit, I hope. So there's a couple things you gotta do on your own. You know, if you don't get that isolator, you gotta make your own. Hopefully you'll get it. And that T-bolt for the turbo outlet's no good.